All right. Morning, everyone. How's everyone doing? Good. I just want to ask a quick question. Who here has been shushed by their teachers or classmates for having a different opinion? Please raise your hand. Quite a lot. I thought you guys were, open-minded and international mindedness. Never mind. Thank you. Well, my friend Jamal, he also received. He also got a different opinion on something, but then he got what? He got serious police interrogation for it. How did this happen? You see, Jamal, he was a Danish Muslim. He's been living in Denmark for whole his life because his hometown was raged with war. However, his child was understandably difficult. One day he strolled through the streets and the kids just get away. Their parents telling, no, just don't get to that kid. And sometimes he could receive glares, offensive words, just because of his skin color and his religion. But then eventually he blended in. He started making jokes. He started making Danish friends. And then one day, everything changed. His teacher held a debate on Islam, and his classmate, she went all out with the stereotype. She started saying, Muslim kill women, Muslim destabilize the world, Muslim are rapists, Muslim are terrorists. And just imagine, Jamal, he just got back from a pilgrimage in Mecca with his family. And just imagine your own religion, the very thing you believe in, being offended like that. Obviously, he rise up and he lashed out at her. He went overboard. He said to her, people like you shouldn't exist. And from that moment, his life went completely off the rails. The teacher contacted the principal contacted police. He received serious interrogation. The whole school was, notified of his suspicious behavior. He started being questioned if he had roots to ISIS. And all of these things, turned him into a bunch of self-hatred and angry youth. And so he started going to a forum online. He started contacting real ISIS member. He would start packing his stuff to actually go and join the ISIS. And one day, things changed again. He received a phone call, a weird number. He picked up the cell phone. He was scared. He was frozen with fear. And on the other line was a police officer. He told him, son, it's all right. I'm sorry for what my colleagues did. He told Jamal it's all right and invited him to the office. And Jamal, even though reluctant at first, he went. And there he met one of the most amazing mentors of his life, also a Muslim man in Denmark, but has chosen to embrace Denmark as his own country. And this wonderful model is called the Hast Model, which is being implemented in Denmark, helping young people to reintegrate to the society instead of pushing them out and alarming as terrorists or bad people. They let them in. They love. They understand. They sympathize. And even though, and sadly, the thing is, this model is not used widely around the world, and many Muslim youths are still being discriminated. And you guys might be wondering, Khoi, this is a nice story and all, very heartwarming, but what does it have to do with us? What does it have to do with you guys? Vietnam, not really, ISIS and everything. So I want to make a connection here. Jamal and all of those discriminated youths, they're all like us. They're all, young people who are struggling in life. People with uncertainty, with existential crisis, with self-doubt and everything. And the thing is, these people, they are just exposed to extreme beliefs. And those extreme beliefs, they're like a serious addiction. Those propagandas, they hook your brain in, just like how drugs and alcohol hook your brain. And those men, those radicalized youths, they would go blow up themselves, kill themselves for this religion, just like how a drunken guy could stroll through the street and threaten to kill somebody just to get his money for the drink, or some drug addict could kill people just to get his drug. Or a real case in Vietnam happened 3 years ago. A video game addict killed his own grandma because she wouldn't allow him to play video games. And so the thing here is, even though we're not exposed to radicalized beliefs, we are, however, exposed to other kind of addiction, of artificial stimulants. Pornography, like social media, like drugs, like alcohol, lack of, discipline for yourself. And all these things are causing a big, big trouble around us. Instead of, looking into ourselves and reflecting, where did I go wrong? How could I make this thing better? How could I make my life better? We go to these stuff. We spend our time and life and waste it. Instead of connecting with our true friends, we look at the screen, we scroll through and see beautiful but fabricated photos of beautiful people, but we don't even know them. We only know the fake, the fabricated of them. And we start selling self-doubt. We start wishing, I wish I've traveled like them, without realizing that your life is great. We drank and we smoked something excessively to run away from the problem that we are having. Instead of standing your ground and fighting, we just ran away. And we mindlessly masturbate to two complete strangers having intercourse because we feel down, or we feel, we feel down and we feel upset. And that is bad. And I was like that too. In 9th grade, all the pressure around me, national entrance exam, heartbreaks, family issues, it start building. However, I didn't choose to react the positive way. I go to these stuff. I go to video games. I go to social media. I go to pornography to relieve my urges. I got sucked into a void of self-hatred, of isolation and depression, just like how Jamal was sucked into the void of, being radicalized and joining the ISIS. And for me, it was a friend. She came, she consulted with me, she started talking to me. She said, "Oh, that's all right. I understand." I could talk to her, I could communicate, I could feel my heart filled with warmth again. She led me to join debates, MUN, public speaking, and she's the reason why I'm here today. Had it not been for her, I wouldn't be here today talking to you guys. Had it not been for this the police officer, Jamal wouldn't be on the right track again. And so the thing here is, if you're facing an addiction or a problem, seek help. Go to those around you. Sometimes, and then after that, you could heal again. You could stand up, we rise, we hold ourselves accountable. We forgive our past self, we focus on our present self, and we work as hard as we can for our future self. And we don't just fall into the black hole of all these stuff. Don't fall into the black hole of all these stuff. Fall into something real. Fall in love. Fall out of love. Go to the jungle and fall into the hole along the way. Something real, something genuine, authentic. That's what we need. And one more thing. Build a connection of people who you really trust. Make sure that relationship around you are good. Because look, the external factors around you affect you a lot. Look at the Vietnam War and the U.S. Army. According to Times Magazine, up to 95% were using cocaine regularly like a chewing gum. 25% were addicted. And when they got back home, what happened? Nobody actually got hooked on that stuff again. They simply stopped. Why? Because when they were in Vietnam, they were in a foreign country, and we're scared of being sniped by sniper everywhere, booby traps, snakes, scorpions. But when they got back home, warmth, love of the real connections. And you can see the difference here. In Vietnam, cocaine was the only way they could relieve. But that was a fake stimulant. And when they got back home, the real love have given them purpose to live. And so, this is a very interesting point because people around the world, look at the Filipino government. They're doing the drug war. They have killed 12,000 people according to the Human Rights Watch. Trump said he's inspired by this model and was trying to implement something similar in U.S., even the Vietnamese society of us. Look at people with drug addiction in a different light. We push them out. We said, no, get out. If you have AIDS, that seems like something taboo, something illegal, something really, really bad. It's illegal, yes, but don't just push people away. Drugs, yes, they are bad. But people aren't. People are just people who just feel down, who happen to have a problem. It's the lack of sympathy and understanding that's pushing more and more people away, causing more addiction, causing more harm and violence in the society. We must act on this issue. So the thing here is, if you're having addiction, seek help. Seek help of those around you. If you aren't, understand that it's a blessing and try to help those around you. Not just push them away because you don't understand it. Drugs are bad, but people aren't. So sympathize and understand. Yes. Back to Jamal. He told me, Khoi, the best thing that ever happened to me was this thing, was all of those being radicalized things. Because it led him to realize that, there are bad connections around him. There are people who just want to push him down, don't really care about him. After that incident, he started finding real purpose in life. He started rising up again. And I think that's extremely, extremely true. Because pain is the touchstone of all growth. I've never seen a wonderful, wonderful adult that has not struggled in their in their childhood or adolescence. Look at all the greatest inventors and artists of our time. Van Gogh, Da Vinci, Tesla. Tesla was bullied by his schoolmates in Africa, in South Africa. Van Gogh was considered a weirdo for even in his adult life. Yes, this adolescent journey that we are all in together, this whole life thing, it's painful. It's painful. And sometimes you will slip, just like Jamal, just like me. Sometimes they're going to be a real slope down. But always good. Look forward. Look out for the good things, because you will become better again. But don't opt to suffer alone. Suffer with a purpose. Suffer with a purpose, yes. Try to do something great. Animal cruelty. There's so many problems around us. Start connecting with friends. Play sports. And so I just want to end my speech by saying that I want to invite you all to a better world. A world where people with addiction and problems are not pushed away. A world where sympathy and understanding prevails. In a world where we as adolescents could love ourselves more. We can stand our ground fighting and contribute to this better, enhanced world. Or we could just fight. We could just go and, start doing drugs again. Start looking for fake but fast remedies. I know I'm standing my ground fighting. And I hope so do you. Thank you for listening. My name is Khoi.